What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to GamerFuzion. Beast of Reincarnation is out today, and if you are coming to it from Dark Souls or Sekiro or Elden Ring, you are going to find a game that looks extremely familiar and then behaves nothing like what you expect. So today we are counting down the top 10 things Souls players specifically need to know before starting, from the systems that break genre convention outright to the one mechanic that makes this whole game work differently from anything else in the space. A couple of these are going to be controversial. Let us get right into it. Number 10, and we are starting with the one that is going to upset people. This game ships with 3 difficulty modes available from the very start: normal, hard, and story. For a genre built on the idea that everybody plays the same fight, that alone is a departure. But the detail that matters is what story mode actually changes, because according to the official breakdown, it does not simply drain enemy health bars. It widens the real parry timing windows and reduces the damage you take. So you are still learning the same mechanic you would learn on hard, you are just given a larger window to land it in. And you can switch between all 3 at any time with nothing locked off behind your choice. Number 9. Enemies here carry levels and elemental weaknesses, which is a much heavier role-playing game layer than this genre usually runs. You will see numbered levels sitting above enemy heads, and that number feeds directly into how much damage you deal to them and how much they deal back to you. On top of that, there are type weaknesses in play, including plant types and golem types, so matching your damage to what you are actually fighting genuinely matters. For anybody used to Souls games where a level advantage is soft and mostly about your own stats, this is a harder gate than you are expecting. Checking that number before you commit to a fight will save you a lot of frustration. Number 8, and this one catches people out constantly. There are 3 attributes: strength, vitality, and fluorescence, and they do the obvious job of raising your health, your attack, your defense, your skill power, and your critical rate. But they also do something Souls games do not do, because your attribute levels gate what you are allowed to unlock inside the skill tree. So if you are staring at a node you cannot take, it is usually not a missing skill point at all. It is an attribute requirement you have not met yet. The practical consequence is that spreading your points evenly is actively the wrong move in this game. Pick a direction early and feed the attribute that opens the branch you actually want. Number 7, Spirit Stones, and this is where the build system stops resembling Souls games entirely. Alongside your weapon, your ranged weapon, your ammunition type, and your armor, you have got Spirit Stone slots, up to 6 of them to fill. What makes them matter is that they do not just hand you a flat percentage bonus. They add genuinely new effects to how you fight. The examples shown so far include shots that automatically track enemy heads, bonus damage against enemies that have not spotted you yet, and increases to your rate of fire. That is far closer to an action role-playing game affix system than to rings in Dark Souls, and it means the gear you find can completely redirect a build. Number 6, stealth is a legitimate way to play this, which is not something you can say about most of the genre. The developers have said that some players got through encounters fighting almost entirely at range, and the stealth toolkit backs that up. You get light stealth movement, surprise executions on enemies that have not seen you, and the ability to break line of sight and conceal yourself again in the middle of a fight. Pair that with the Spirit Stones that specifically reward damage against unaware enemies, and you have got a real avoidance build rather than a gimmick. Skipping fights entirely is a valid strategy here, and the systems are deliberately built to support it. Number 5, the rest structure, because it works on 2 levels here. Camps are your bonfire equivalent, the place you heal, level up, acquire skills, spend upgrade points, and enhance your equipment. Standard enough so far. But separate from those camps, you also have a home base, and that home base is a walker, a machine functioning as both your house and your vehicle. You use it to travel between regions, to talk to allied characters, and to manage your bond with your companion. So the hub is not a fixed location you fast travel back to the way Firelink Shrine works. It moves with you, and there is a relationship system attached to it that is very easy to overlook. Number 4, stop watching the health bar. Enemies in this game carry a second meter, a down gauge, and filling that up is what staggers them and opens a takedown finisher. That finisher does dramatically more damage than grinding away at a health bar ever will. If you have played Sekiro, you will recognize the shape of this immediately, but it is worth saying out loud because plenty of people coming from other Souls games will default to chipping health and then wonder why every single fight is taking so long. The correct question in the middle of an encounter is not how much health has this thing got left, it is how close am I to breaking it. Number 3, and here is where the genre conventions really start falling away. Enemies you have already killed stay dead. There is no resetting the entire zone every time you rest, and no fighting your way back through the same corridor of trash mobs on attempt after attempt just to reach the boss that keeps killing you. If you have ever bounced off a Souls game, there is a very good chance that specific loop is the reason why, and it has simply been removed. What that changes in practice is that a failed attempt now costs you the attempt and nothing else. The run back, which is arguably the most hated mechanic in the entire genre, is just gone. Number 2, death does not take anything from you. There is no pool of currency dropped where you fell, no bloodstain to sprint back to, and no risk of losing the last 3 hours of progression because you got greedy on a second attempt. You do not lose materials and you do not lose experience. You simply go again. For a genre that has built its entire identity on the threat of losing whatever you were carrying, removing that is a genuinely radical decision, and it is going to divide people hard. What it does do is make experimenting close to free. Testing a wild build or walking into an area you probably should not be in yet costs you time and absolutely nothing else. And number 1, the mechanic that makes this its own game rather than a Souls game with a dog attached, your defense is your offensive economy. When you land a clean parry, you take 0 damage, which is the reward you would expect from anything in this genre. But that parry also fills the gauge, and the gauge is the entire fuel supply for your companion's abilities. Ku does very little on his own. Everything meaningful he does, the crowd control, the binding, the fire damage, the healing, all of it is paid for by parries you landed yourself. So playing carefully, rolling away from everything and refusing to commit does not just make fights slow in this game, it actively starves half of your kit. In most Souls games, caution is the safe option. In this one, it is the losing one, and that inversion is the single most important thing to understand going in. And that is the list. A Souls-shaped game that quietly throws out the run back, the corpse run, and the single difficulty, then builds its entire combat economy around a companion you have to earn the use of. Whether that makes it a real Souls game or something adjacent to one is going to get argued about for weeks, and honestly, that argument is half the fun. So let me know down in the comments, which of these 10 is the one that decides it for you? Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next one.